In terms of teaching kids, this is probably the only way to do it.
It just fit because we gave them a simple solution, a money-saving solution.
It's fantastic. The ease of use is wonderful, and you can do it. It's really easy.
There really was nothing else that was going to make this work the way Prodigy did.
My name's Rodney Goldenberg. I'm the principal of Mission Vista High School here in Oceanside, California, part of Vista Unified School District.
My name is Carol Jones, and my title is theater director. I teach theater and musical theater here at Mission Vista High School.
We actually wrote the original rigging specifications with the specifying engineer and architect based around another product. This project took years to really get moving and get into construction. So over that period of time, there were a number of changes.
We had originally bid the rigging portion of the project and we didn't get it. We did get the electrical side.
Eventually, the project came to fruition.
When I watched the lights going in and I noticed that the lights were over the audience, and I didn't see any catwalks or any way for my lighting technician to change the lights, I was a little worried about how that was going to happen for any type of a performance in the theater.
And we happened to be at a project meeting one day and they were discussing the installation of the motorized rigging, which was deleted from the project earlier, but they realized that they actually needed it.
I was quite pleased to know that the lights over the audience were on a rigging system.
So there was some problems with ductwork and actually even the installer himself. So I started to answer some questions.
We were then asked to revisit the rigging aspects of the project.
Seeing that the house was already finished and the ductwork was up, the seating was in, the material that we were going to use just wasn't going to work.
And at that time, we had introduced Prodigy as a compelling alternative to what was originally specified. The Prodigy rig lent itself to accommodate line sets where they needed to be.
If we used the other manufacturer's product, we would have had to have the mechanical removed from the positions that we needed to lock in our equipment. It was just a finished house. It was a retrofit as opposed to a new installation. It would have been very costly for the project if they would have to take down the ductwork. I realized that we could save the project a lot of money if we went with Prodigy.
Since construction had moved ahead of the rigging, the small size of the Prodigy head was a huge advantage.
The alternate manufacturer would need two ceiling beams to hang on, where Prodigy is just hung on one. And it's much more compact.
Of course, the big deal to me is being able to put line sets where you need them and not have to design the space around the line set spacing.
You're not defined by the ceiling beams. You can actually move, in this case, around the mechanical.
The use of the compression tube, to me, is a home run. We can avoid obstructions. We don't have to make obstructions avoid our line sets.
We'll be using this space for dance concerts. We'll be using this space for music presentations, both vocal and instrumental. So it's going to get a workout.
When we were trained a few weeks ago and we watched the lights be lowered, and we all realized, what a plus it's going to be for all of us. My technicians here, my students here, preparing for a show and getting the lights to where we want them. And the beauty of it is that if in fact the system goes up and there's a light that's not focused or needs to be changed, it's so easy to just drop it, change it, put it back up without, the problem with ladders. So this is a godsend that we have this type of system.
In order for students to be able to use it, we want to make sure that it's safe and that it's fairly easy to use and secure. That's one of the benefits that we see in this particular system that we have in the house.
The biggest winners are the students because they've got a more functional space and the ability to safely interact with equipment that they wouldn't otherwise be able to safely interact with. There is no doubt that this is the future of theater rigging, and so these students are getting exposed to equipment that they're going to find probably prolific in the industry by the time that they enter as professionals.
I'm very happy because I think that it will enhance our students' education as one of the pathways toward their careers if they decide to go into theater tech. This is something that's out in the world now, so they'll have a leg up.
From what I understand, everybody's totally happy with the project. And it was one of the bright lights of the project because, you know, I won't go into the history of the project, but it was a great long ordeal, some changes, some problems. So yeah, it was a bright light in the project.
Boy, all indicators are it's a winner. I know the artistic director and principal, everybody seems to be quite pleased with the system. Architecturally and from a installation standpoint, everybody was pleased with the way the project went and the way it installed.
It is exciting. Well, I mean, it's one more piece of this gorgeous facility that we get to use, you know, that makes it special and safe and easy to use.
I mean, it is always fun to have the right solution and to be able to advocate the right product, the right solution, the right fit. And those compelling reasons are easily understood by everybody involved, and that makes for smooth sailing and good project.